Welcome, Thunderbird Nation, to the Thunderbird Coaches Show. I'm your host, Jon Smith. I'm here in the studio with head football coach DeLane Fitzgerald and our very special guest, Rob Horsey. Welcome, guys.
Thank you for having us.
Oh, man.
Thank you.
Awesome to see you here. Look, can we open the show with a shout-out? Is that I know it's reverse, but
Brother Smith, this is your show. You can do anything you want.
It's kind of the coach's show, but thanks for permission.
We appreciate you trying to patronize us with giving us the name.
Hey, look, we just need to shout out Thunderbird Nation, okay? Students, staff, faculty, community members, alumni, they showed up big time. Big homecoming win on Saturday versus the Western Illinois Leathernecks. Massive show of support and love for the T-Birds. It was a special night in Cedar City last Saturday.
John, impressive in all my 29 years. 29 years as a player and coach. It's the first time I've seen a team that was 0 for coming into the game sell a game out, and we went past capacity. Had people sitting on the green knoll.
Yeah.
Had people sitting there, and it was anyway as loud and as excited, most enthusiastic environment I've been in a long time.
It was awesome. It was awesome, man. Mr. Horsey, how did it feel to see Thunderbird Nation out repping for you guys?
It was amazing. The atmosphere was great. The fans were extremely loud. They was as loud as some about our first 2 games. It was extremely loud, very supportive. I just appreciate them. I want to give a special shout out to them.
Yeah, excellent. Man, there was definitely some energy in the air. Massive win there for the program, getting off that 0-3 start, get things headed the right direction. Look, let's go ahead, Coach, and break down the game Saturday night against the Western Illinois Leathernecks. Before we do that, though, what did the crowd tell you about the health of the football program here at Southern Utah?
We're headed in the right direction. This is John. It's a football town. But we knew that from Jump Street. It's why Robert and I came here. It's why come to a place where football is really, really important, and that people are going to show up and going to genuinely care and show interest week in and week out. But it let us know that the people in this town might be happier about the direction we're headed and the speed in which we're headed there than I am personally.
Yeah.
So that's what it told me.
That's awesome. Let's break it down. Let's talk about the game. We've already talked about the environment. We got the big flyover to start things off. We received the kick, yes?
Yeah.
And take it from there.
I don't get to talk about the flyover. That's yours. Yeah, coming in.
If you want to talk about the flyover, you can.
Coming into that stadium with the 4 copters, the players
Awesome.
coming out and the 4 helicopters coming out with them. Yeah, it's pretty cool. We got to figure out how they're coming over at about 100 miles an hour when they fly over to drop the football out and have it hit the stadium. I'm joking. It just screams of liability issues.
More life flight than yeah. At least they had the life flight there just in case.
That they did. Came out in first quarter ready to play. We had a good week of practice, John. Expected to come out and play well, but we came out in the first quarter and jumped on them. We're up 10-0. We're playing well. Second quarter had a lull. Had a dip in the second quarter and didn't play very well. Turned the football over twice in the second quarter, which is something we can't turn the football over twice in a game and expect to be successful. We did it twice in one quarter. We'll get that straight this week. But just had a dip. Our focus and our intensity in the second quarter kind of dwindled, and we didn't play very well. We haven't played very well in second quarters this year, and it's something we've got to fix. Went into halftime tied up 17-17, came out in the second half and played a complete game. Our defense outscored their offense 7-0 in the second half. You're going to win when that happens. And then our offense tacked on 2 touchdowns in the second half and outscored them 21-0 for a final score of 37-17. Not sure what details you're looking for, but if you got some details, I can talk about them.
Yeah, we're going to get into that. Let's talk about some highlights, okay? Opening the scoring drive, Talk to us about the offense, how they move the ball. How did you like your offensive line play in the first half?
Yeah, you can tell how well an offensive staff is doing by how they do with the opening drive of the game, opening drive of the second half, because you're coming out and you've had a week to scheme them, and that first drive means a whole lot. We went down the field and we're inside the 10-yard line, so we're in scoring position, and then kind of stalled a little bit and ended up kicking a field goal. But the first drive got us points, and we were excited about that. Came out in the second half to start and played real well also. But that is really, really important to us. What else?
Oh, we're just talking about the O-line. We ran the football okay.
We ran the football better.
Yeah.
We are still a work in progress with the run game. We ran the football better than we have the first 3 weeks. There's a lot to be desired. Our offensive linemen have to figure out how to move from the double team up to the linebackers. We go week in and week out, and there's too many opposing linebackers that are leading the game in tackles, and it shouldn't be that way.
Offensive line needs to climb, get to that second level, and start putting some hands on some people.
We've got to coach it better, and those young men playing have to execute it better.
Work in progress, right? How about the play of your quarterback, Justin Miller?
Yeah, had a rough first half, and he threw for some yards, and his percentage was high in the first half, but the 2 interceptions. Second straight year we've thrown an interception in the end zone versus Western Illinois. Both times it was a possession that would have broken the game open. What frustrated me about the first one on Saturday was they blew the coverage. They got one guy covering 2 receivers in the end zone, and he's apexing the coverage, so he's splitting the difference into 2 receivers, and we throw it in there, and he breaks on the ball and picks it off. Shouldn't have done it. Shouldn't have made the throw. Shouldn't have done it. The second one, misread the coverage. Didn't see the linebacker backside, and we threw into triple coverage and ended up getting picks there. Hey, when you throw into triple coverage, it usually doesn't go well for you.
Yeah, 3 of them, one of you. Yeah.
Now, moving forward, we go into halftime, and there's a whole lot of quarterbacks that would get rattled, can't recover from that. They start to think about the last play instead of the next play. Justin goes into halftime, and it would have been no different if he'd have thrown 5 touchdowns in the first half. He's the same guy. He goes in, gets things together at halftime, comes out and plays a great second half. No turnovers in the second half, throws for a high percentage, throws for a touchdown or 2 in the second half, and then he goes, when the game's on the line and we need somebody to get a first down, he scrambles and goes 5 or 6 yards and gets us that first. Mature young man, mature beyond his years, very smart football player. And at the end of the day, John, Justin Miller's a winner, and he went and won that game Saturday night.
Absolutely. He threw an absolute dime. You were talking about similarities to the game. Isaiah Wooden, over the top, up the left-hand side of the field for a touchdown, going away. Literally the exact same thing happened last year at their place.
A little further distance.
Yeah,
the distance last year was a little further than this year. Yeah.
It's like 15 or 20 yards farther, but it was a sweet pass.
Everyone in the stands thought we were going to run it out. We're going to run the clock out, milk the clock. Western Illinois is loading the box because they think we're going to run the clock out, and Coach Hyatt's on the headset. He's on the headset. Hey, let's take a shot. You want to? He goes, DeLane, you want to take a shot? And I went, yeah, like literally out loud, because if you throw that pass and it's an incompletion, well, you just gave them a timeout and gave them a chance to go win the game. And when the play's executed and the ball's completed.
You look so good, don't you? He threw it into double coverage. He just threw it right over the top of everybody. Isaiah made a great break on it, and you get that touchdown. To close the game.
There's a hole in that coverage. They're playing cover 2, and there's a hole in the cover 2, and he threw it in the hole.
Dropped it right in there.
Yeah.
Cody Coleman, okay? Yep. Coming out of, I think it was their first position, tackle for loss. He just comes up, smacks the I don't know if it was a screen or whatever, but he came up, big hit, and then to close the game, pick 6. Let's talk about Cody Coleman for a second.
Yeah.
We'll talk. We've talked offense. Let's talk defense for a minute.
Yeah, junior college transfer that we brought in here last year. Saturday was Cody's 15th game with us. It's by far his best game as a Thunderbird.
Yeah.
As an older senior, it's something we expect from him. Just like Rob here, those older guys should be stepping up and making plays, and Cody played well on Saturday. But again, his best game since he's been here with us, and you're right, big tackle for loss, and then the pick 6 to end the game. A special moment for that young man, and good for him because he's worked hard.
Yeah, we've been following practice, been following Cody's kind of trajectory, and you're right. He just seems to get a little better as things go on. He's got the system down, and now he's really showing it on the playing surface. So
I agree.
yeah, so shout out to Cody Coleman and his people. Let's talk a little bit about post game. We've got everybody down there, celebrations going on. Actually, before we get there, let's talk about the D-line play. How many yards did they rush for in that game against us?
-6.
-6 yards. Rob Horsey. I mean, that's an impressive stat. They did throw the ball because they could not run it against us.
I think it was all the other D linemen. I think
Nah.
Rob took Saturday off. Rob, did you play Saturday night?
Put your glasses on, Coach.
Put your glasses on, Coach. Yeah, phenomenal job by the front seven again. And really even we had 3 interceptions. The corners and the safeties played well. There was a few lapses.
3 interceptions by 3 different players.
Yeah, it's incredible.
Yeah, a great interception by Jordan Washington, who Cody Coleman recruited here this year. But great interception by Jordan Washington in the end zone that stalled a drive for them. And then LeCarrier Pleasant Johnson, LP, had an interception that was able to return for a few yards. Yeah, 3 interceptions by 3 players.
Wow.
It was great to see.
Yeah, that's awesome. So Cody's not only a good DB, but apparently he's a good recruiter.
He's a good recruiter.
Yeah, that's awesome. Anything you want to talk about the game? I mean, in the trenches, like give the people the perspective, what it's like in there. You guys are fighting for everything, trying to keep them from moving up the field on you. Give us the inside scoop, what it's like to be a D lineman.
So going into the game, we knew that they were a pass-heavy team, so we knew that we were going to have a great opportunity to pin our ears back and pass the rusher. And I believe we had in between 3 and 5 sacks. So I feel like we did a good job at getting the quarterback off his spot and making him make some bad decisions, bad throws, and just overall had a decent game getting back there.
Yeah. You were all over him. I think he ended up getting a little rattled, started throwing the ball a little early in the patterns, and you guys made him pay for that too. So get him off his spot and get him to throw the ball a little early.
Rob was a big part of what we were doing Saturday night. I think he finished with 2.5 tackles for loss and 1.5 sacks, if my memory serves me correctly.
We got 3 tackles for loss here and 1.5 sacks. We had 12 total tackles. Let's go. Number 44.
Yes, sir.
Let him know. I love it. That's awesome. So great feeling, right, to have that win. You can have a great victory celebration at the Warehouse Bar Plus Kitchen. Okay, after the game, before the game, whenever you're feeling the moments right, head on over there to the Warehouse Bar Plus Kitchen. They got great food. They've got great atmosphere. Proud supporters of SEU athletics. The Warehouse Bar Plus Kitchen.
We like Reggie, the owner.
We do love Reggie.
Yeah, Reggie's a good man. Good people over there.
Yeah. Look, they, like I said, they're proud sponsors, and look, it's 21 plus over there. Great atmosphere. As always, if you're going to go over there and drink some beverages, make sure you do that responsibly. And we just really appreciate the Warehouse Bar Plus Kitchen. Man, anything else you guys want to talk about the game there?
The homecoming to this place is special now.
Cool, huh?
Yeah, it's special. So and just really thankful for everybody that came out, and then thankful for the win. Team win, John. Team win, and we've talked about 4 or 5 players here and got Rob here with us, but there were 45 players that contributed as a team, and that's the most important thing for us, is that we're functioning and participating as a team. We're competing as a team.
Sure.
And that's what we got on Saturday night. Got a lot of players that contributed in that win.
Yeah. The whole weekend was a blast. I went up to Forever Red. Man, a lot goes into that. There's a lot of people behind the scenes. I don't have the whole list of all the people that contributed to that, but it's a special place to come back to. It's a special place to kind of honor the alumni, and there was a lot of people on the athletic side. I think Doug Newth, Murray Tuitt, Jeff Tukuwafu really did a good job. Danny Ferry on the outside of that. just shout out to them because just because it was their first, right? They're a new staff, a new athletic staff came in, and I think they orchestrated a really nice event for Cedar City, and you guys put on the show.
Yeah,
So,
Mindy Benson, our president,
of course, yeah,
it does a great job with the homecoming festivities,
Yeah.
and she's involved and hands-on that stuff, as she should be.
Yeah.
Does a nice job. But Jeff Tukawafu's the star
Yeah.
at the game management, and he's probably holding it together on a shoestring budget,
Sure.
and with less people than a lot of other universities are doing it with, and just things run smoothly. The game day operations run really, really smoothly. Reagan Hunsaker does a nice job on the SID side and getting the stats and all that to us in a timely manner. But him and his crew, and again, he's less is more. Not ever.
Not ever.
Yeah, not ever. But he's doing it with less than the other SID departments
Sure.
are doing, and doing a great job. But
Yeah.
those two need a special shout out along with the president.
Hey, thanks for that, Coach. It just when you get a chance to get the W, to have the whole community witness that, it's great to just pat some people on the back because there's a lot that goes into it, and I mean you understand that, and thanks for helping me out there with some of those people that needed a shout out. Look, we have a very special guest here in the studio, Rob Horsey. You, sir, are our Visit Cedar City and Bryan Head student spotlight. So let's get into it.
Thank you for having me.
Ron here is special.
No, I can tell already. The smile, the energy.
Thank you.
Yeah, no, we're really glad you're here, man. Let's talk a little bit about Rob Horsey. What brought you to Cedar City?
Honestly, Coach Fitz, man, everything that his morals and principles and the way that the program was headed, and I just knew that I could be a part of putting this program in the right direction.
Yeah.
And a fresh start on the other side of the country.
Literally, right? So let's talk about that. You're from Maryland?
Baltimore, Maryland.
Baltimore, Maryland. Okay. So let's talk about home a little bit, and the contrast between where you came from in Baltimore, Maryland, and Cedar City. My guess is that it is about as different as you can get from where you came from to where you're standing right now.
So basically, I come from East Baltimore, and it's basically like a small city, a lot of crime, but it's very compacted, and it's a lot of decent amount of tall buildings. And like out here, it's completely different. Like the biggest thing when I first came out here, I noticed that the biggest difference, everybody was so nice. And like I just wasn't used to that. Like
that's why you fit in so
nice.
good, man.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah.
Everybody was so nice, and they just welcomed me with open arms, and I just wasn't used to things of that nature. And I really appreciate it, and I really appreciate everybody that helped me get here.
Yeah, that's awesome, man. So you go from tall buildings to wide open vistas, like you can see forever. You got these big mountains. Little dry, right? You guys are a little closer to the ocean over there. We're kind of up here in the high desert. What's some things that as you've gone around Cedar City, what are some sites that you've seen that you like? What are some things that you've done here in Cedar City that are fun?
Well, I've been bowling a lot, so
Okay.
I like to bowl sometime.
We got another one that's gonna tell us how good a bowler he is.
Hey, I'm all right. I'm okay.
Hey, but do you own your own glove and ball?
All
All right, okay, that's all we needed to know.
But just the views, like the mountains, they so beautiful.
Yeah.
And like the open land and the altitude, the elevation is completely different. And like, but the mountains, the view, like it's so pretty. And then at night, it's like, I don't know how to explain it. Like everything's just so clear and it's just completely
You can
different.
see all the stars.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. Last night coming home at 4 a.m., we could see an awful lot of stars. It was beautiful driving in from Nevada into Utah.
They call this big sky country,
Yeah.
and you don't understand it. You can't comprehend it until you're here, and then you look up that day and night. You look up at the sky, and you're like, for whatever reason, it just looks so much bigger.
It just goes for days. Yeah. That's awesome, man. Tell us a little bit about what you're doing in school as the student part of the student athlete. Tell me what you study.
So I'm studying psychology. The main reason that I'm studying that is because growing up, both of my parents were addicted to drugs, and I would like to study substance abuse psychology so I can like help people as far as myself and like my parents to get off drugs so they could be there for their kids and things of that nature.
Man, that's awesome.
Thank you.
Yeah, that got me right here, man. Because the reality is, what you're studying isn't just to go out there and make a career. It's really to go out there and make a difference in people's lives. That's what you want to do.
Yes, sir.
And man, I tip my cap to you.
Thank you.
That's a great endeavor. Do you have a specific like professor that has taken you under his wing or her wing, or anybody that has helped you out here at SUU?
I feel like everybody that I encountered, like every professor that I had so far, they just treat me so well, and like I could go to them for any help, any after-hour classes, talks, anything. And I just feel like every professor, shout out to every professor that I had since I've been here. I don't remember every name, but I just want to give a special shout out to every one of them.
This guy's good.
You can pull the Zach Mitchell line and just name the last professor you were in their class. Yeah. Why do you like him? I just left his class.
No, he gave the great answer. The great answer is every single one of them, because we do have a great faculty here at Southern Utah University. Great people doing great things for our youth and for our young people, and those just seeking knowledge. So, look. Visit Cedar City and Bryan Head Student Spotlight was Robert Horsey. One nice thing about a community like ours is we have like a down-home grocery store. So Lynn's Marketplace there on down there downtown. Look, they're hosting the Hope Pantry Food Drive. We're trying to get some food for those less fortunate. It's a great segue from the psychology into helping other people. The food drive is September 25th through the 30th. What they need most is pasta, canned meat, cold cereal, peanut butter, ramen, soup, canned fruit, those kind of things. And I don't know if you guys knew this, but 49% of SEU students experience food insecurity. So there's a lot of need out there, both in the student body and the overall community. The drop-off locations for that food drive, Lynn's at 150 North Main Street, the American First Event Center, 351 Center Street, room 225. That's over there with the athletic department. And then the Eccles Coliseum on that football, our football game on the 30th at 6 p.m. You can bring some food for that food drive. We would love to see the community come and help others in need there. Coach, speaking of September 30th, that's our next game. Okay, we got Central Arkansas at home. Is that correct?
That is correct.
Okay, let's talk a little bit about Central Arkansas and what you see on tape, what we're going to prepare for. Give us the lay of the land with us. What is their mascot? I haven't even looked it up. I feel like a bad host.
There's a type of cat in the middle of their field. So
one of them cats?
Yeah.
Okay.
And there's like 500 in college athletics.
Are they purple?
500 cats. And
I bet their colors are purple.
300. Their field's purple.
See? I knew it.
Yeah. Well coached football team. The most talented football team in our conference. May have the best 3 running backs in FCS football, and maybe in that order. You feel a little sorry for the third-string guy because at 105 other FCS schools, he's the starter.
Wow.
But they do a nice job of getting those 3 young men the football. Jon, very talented. Got 3 running backs that can really go get it. Got a wide receiver that can play tight end. That's in the upper echelon of FCS football as a player. They have a quarterback who is smart, plays well, makes good decisions, does a nice job of distributing the football. They're well coached on offense. Head coach does a nice job with them. Obviously, they've recruited well. They're the most talented team in the conference as far as athletic ability. Flip it over on defense. best running back in the country on offense, best defensive end in the country on defense, and a young man can really get after it. And then they flip over, and the other defensive end's top 10 in the country, but they're running around with a bunch of NFL prospects. Their linebackers fit gaps and do their assignments, play in and play out. Got two safeties that are good football players. One of them is extremely good, but on film. On film and on paper, the most talented team in the conference. Their coaching staff's done a great job of recruiting, and then once they've gotten them in there, they've done a nice job of coaching them. The 2-2 record is deceiving. They're ranked 18th in a couple of polls, ranked 22nd in a couple of polls, but they're 2-2, and their two losses are to Oklahoma State and North Dakota State. Which, if you're going to lose to two, there's two good programs to lose to.
And they gave them both a pretty good game, didn't they?
They gave them both a good game.
Yeah.
The North Dakota State game might have been a little wider margin than the score showed at the end, but they were in it with Oklahoma State in the third and fourth quarter with an opportunity to win. Just been extremely impressed watching them.
You just set the table for a pretty tough battle. We have a really good front seven. They have probably the best running game in the conference, maybe in the country. Rob, what's it going to take from that front seven to shut down the running attack of Central Arkansas?
When I first got here on January 9th, I walked in the first meeting we had, and I told the team that in order for us to be great this season, all we need is for everybody to be the best version of their self, and I feel like that hasn't changed. If we come out and play the game, the brand of football that I know we can, I feel as though we will be successful. No disrespect to them. They are a great team, great coach. Offensive linemen are great. The offensive linemen, physical, get to the second level. Running back, shifty, one cut, and can have a long run from anywhere on the field. But I believe in my guys wholeheartedly, and I feel like we can conquer anything.
This guy's like literally making me want to be a better human being right now.
We'll start calling him the Rev.
We need to call
Reverend
him
Horsey,
because he's preaching to us right now.
Horsey.
Yeah, I feel you.
You feel me?
Yeah, I feel you, man. I feel you. No, for real, it's great leadership, man. What you're talking about is number one, putting the spotlight back on your guys. You trust and love those guys. You can tell that you play for them and you want them to play for you. Man, this is goosebump stuff. Really, really excited to see that game coming up.
You pointed out the most important battle. Our run defense is arguably the best in the country, top 5, top 10 in the country.
Yes.
Their run offense is best in the country, top 10, top 5.
Strength on strength.
Yeah, strength on strength.
Yeah, so it's going to be a battle in the trenches. It's going to be a battle of wills between two really good running offense.
I wish their quarterback wasn't any good, but he is.
Yeah. Well, yeah. Look, that puts the ball back in our court as far as, hey, we're gonna have to cover those receivers. We're gonna have to stop the run, but when we see pass, we're gonna have to put a little pressure on that guy and make him make some bad decisions. We talked about second quarter. We need to fix what's going on in the second quarter, whether that's offensive and defensively. But I did also notice to highlight your second half team. Your points are coming in the third and fourth quarter. That means you finish across the finish line, so to speak. How proud are you of that stat that the third and fourth quarters you are dominating? I mean, you really are. If you look at the spread between points for and points against, the second half is where it gets. We obviously got to fix that second quarter, but how proud are you that you guys run through the tape?
Yeah, focus, fight, finish.
Yes.
John, I'm proud of our players in every aspect that we've done so far this year. As a coach of any sport and as a head coach, you have to look for the next ill. You're looking for the next thing to fix, and right now the thing we need to fix are our second quarters. But we're coming up with a motto and a slogan for this week, and we're going to rally in the second quarter and be much better the next 7 games than we have been in the first 4 in the second quarter. On the focus, fight, finish, I think it's a testament to our coaching staff, our strength conditioning coaches, the condition and strength that they have, the strength and conditioning level that they have our players in right now, and then the way our coaching staff coaches our young men to finish things. We practice extremely hard, work extremely hard, and our guys are pretty good in the second half. But we got to fix that second quarter.
Yep. Got to gotta batten down the hatches and make sure that the boat ain't leaking, right?
Correct.
On the second quarter. Coach, any other words that you have as far as Central Arkansas? We're not going to wrap yet, but as far as that goes,
Yeah, preseason poll picked us to finish next to last in the conference.
Yeah.
We're 8 out of 9. A lot of preseason polls picked Central Arkansas to win. So the next to worst team in the conference versus the best team in the conference. We're thankful it's at home and not at their place, the purple and gray turf. But we're thankful to be playing at our place and not theirs, and our home environment. And we're going to come out Saturday and play as hard as we possibly can for 3 hours. John, we're going to, and we haven't practiced yet this week, we're going to have a great week of practice, and our guys are going to be ready to play on Saturday. And Saturday at 6 p.m., we're going to give it everything we have for 3 hours.
Going to let it rip. But look, we've seen the team come together. We got a nice W. Community was there. Robert Horsey here giving us testifying about the unity in the team. There's no better time really to support the T-Birds. And the Thunderbird Athletic Foundation is the fundraising arm of the SU Athletic Department. The primary goal of the Thunderbird Athletic Foundation is to enhance the lives of student athletes, providing them the resources to be elite in competition, the classroom, and the community. Click the Donate tab at suutbirds.com to learn more about how to support SUU athletes. If you'd like to donate specifically to the football program, you can scan the QR code on the screen. And thank you to all our Thunderbird Athletic Foundation and Touchdown Club supporters for your continued and ongoing support. I would also add that if you're on YouTube and you're watching this and you're listening, below there's a like button. There's a subscribe button. We'd love to move our subscriptions for SU Athletics over 1,000. We would really love you to share the good word here that Brother Horsey's laid down for us. We would love your feedback. If you got comments, like and subscribe, and give us some feedback, give us some comments. Look, gentlemen, I'm going to go ahead and give Rob the final word here. What are you going to tell Thunderbird Nation to get them excited to come out and support you this coming up Saturday?
Come out, support us, man. It's going to be a great game. We need y'all. We love y'all. We appreciate all the support that y'all give us. And it really helps having the fans out there, just creating that atmosphere. And just overall, we love y'all and appreciate y'all. And we thank you for all the support thus far.
Yeah, T-Bird Nation, show up. We got a big game coming up against possibly the best team in our conference, and we're going to need that home support that you showed so well last weekend. For Coach DeLane Fitzgerald and for Rob Horsey, I'm Jon Smith signing off. Go T-Birds.
Go Thunderbirds.